that because the woke thing is so out of control, and because 2 + 2 is 5, and boys are girls,
Yep.
and if you're not racist, you are racist, because everything is so backwards. When everything's backwards, people need something to fall back on. And I can feel this. I can feel it. I mean, I thought I was an atheist 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not anymore. I'm a believer. I toured with Jordan Peterson. He moved me on probably the most important question of all, in essence. I think a lot of people are going to go that direction. It's a sad state in a way because liberalism in its truest form should be able to stand on its own. But the left has destroyed liberalism, change things so that words have no meaning anymore, and then people will go to religion. I'm actually not saying that religion is bad. I'm not saying that at all, actually. I think at the end, societies somehow need an organizing principle, and I don't know that there is one better than belief at some level, but I completely agree with you.
And you're Jewish?
Yeah.
You go to temples? Where do you go? What do you do?
It's funny. I've sort of come back towards it. Dennis Prager actually helped me a lot on this. He ran in L.A., He's not a rabbi technically, but he was running services and runs sort of like a misfit temple. And I started going, and Dennis has been a mentor and a friend and everything else. And he brought me back to a lot of that. But, for Jews, I'm sure it's somewhat similar to you. It's become more of a culture and a way of thinking and a sense of humor. And holy shit, we survived somehow 5,000 years of this lunacy. And there's still a couple of us left. So, but I am trying to figure out how that pieces into my life.
Well, regarding church, religion, ultimately, what we're talking about, I think, is just a bigger sense of purpose and meaning in life. Ultimately, we're all just trying to figure out what the hell are we doing here? We're like, what is life? What is the meaning of life? And I mean, look at the stats. The most common religion now is non-believer.
Yeah.
Right? So God has been taken out of society, and I'm not religious at all, but I will say that I do. And this might just because of my upbringing and my mom. You could do whatever you want to do and your affirmation and like a typical Jewish mom. But for most people in America, they don't have necessarily a higher sense of purpose or meaning. And COVID has exacerbated that. You're stuck at home alone. You lost your job. You don't know what's going on. You're taking opioids. You're looking at everyone on TV and on social media. Everyone's doing amazing. And you're just stuck in this, shitty life. And if there's nothing to cling on to for religion, what do you have? And a lot of people will cling on to politics, especially even on the left these days.
But that's why you have to give the woke credit, because they turned a political ideology into a cult. You cannot get out of that cult. It's why so many of them go so crazy. Why is Jon Stewart right now screaming about white people all the time? It's because he went into the woke thing. And then once you're in it, Jon Stewart knows he's $100 million white guy, middle-aged white guy in essence, right? So he has to keep going. Otherwise, they'll turn on him too.
Wow. In a heartbeat.
It's a religion that you cannot leave.
And he's what you would call, and I learned this term literally from you, Dave Rubin, a classic liberal.
He should be truly. Yeah. I don't think he's in his true head. I don't think he's a crazy woke leftist. Right. But just, I don't know that anyone's watching.
But he's gone down that path.
Yeah, he's doing shows.
How has Bill Maher avoided that and stayed true to himself?
I mean, I do this on my show all the time. I'm so frustrated with Bill Maher.
Really?
I really am. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on his podcast.
Why are you frustrated with Bill Maher?
Because he's so freaking close. He's so damn close to getting it.
And then he just shoots himself in the foot.
Yes. So Bill Maher, he gets it on critical race theory now.
Yep.
He got it on COVID finally 2 years too late, but he got it. He gets it on the gender stuff. He gets it on free speech. He gets all the big ones. But until you're willing to say, I will not support and vote for people who have ushered this all in, then at some point you're no longer doing a service, right? It's one thing to wake. So you asked me before where we started was about waking people up and how do we move people? Well, Bill Maher, I guess at some level he's woken up some liberals, right? So that is good. And by the way, this is a guy who I've loved and admired for 20 years. But at the end, because of Trump derangement syndrome in his
Bingo,
case,
by the way.
Trump broke him to the point that you can't say I'm against critical race theory, I'm against all the gender stuff, and then it's like, all right, Bill, so when it came down to it, would you have voted for Glenn Youngkin or not? And if the answer is no, you would have voted for Terry McAuliffe, then you actually aren't at the end of the road yet. So he's getting people almost to the promised land, and right when they get to the promised land, they're right there, the border, he then takes them the other way. So last week, you probably saw it, he said on his show, he said that the Republicans would love if there were no black Supreme Court justices. You know, there is a black Supreme Court justice, and he's a conservative. Did you know that, Bill? And everyone loves him. And I guarantee you, he's an Uncle Tom. And I guarantee you that every conservative in the country would love if there were 12 of him.
Yeah.
So at the end, you get there, and then all you got left is, but their race. I think his problem actually is that he's called so many religious people crazy for 20 years that it's very hard for him to put that together.
How special called Religious List. It's not like he's going to start. But let me tell you exactly what's happening with him, because I'm living it.
Yeah,
bro.
I got it.
He's going down the road. He's going to the path. You said he gets to the pearly gates, and who's at the gate, bro? It's Trump.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.